Today, I'm at one of Indiana's most haunted forests. They say the forest does not want you here. It's called the Okie Pinokie. Now this place is pretty remote, kind of in the middle of nowhere, so I don't know how good my phone reception is going to be out here, but just to let you know. But I want to draw some attention to this sign before we go back there. It says road closed due to trash dumping, bonfires, underage drinking, drug issues, vandalism, and all that. But they say the real reason is because of the stuff that's going on here that we're going to get into here in a little bit as we make our way down this road. It's a long gravel road down here I'll turn you around. Yeah, here to get to this lane here that's blocked. But you're free to walk around down through here. Now to my right, I'll pan the camera, over this way is the river, the reservoir here. This is a state forest. Now they say you can't come out here at dark. I'm sure people sneak in here and do, but the problem is it's such a long road back here. If somebody drive down there, the DNR, they're gonna know somebody's back here. So I'm here during the day, not to mention it's my first time here, and I kind of want to be able to see, kind of get a layout of land. Maybe someday I'll come out here during the dark and do an investigation. All right, it was a long haul. We made it. I'd say probably walked about a mile, probably, at least. I'm gonna turn you right here. Here's a little trail. As you can see through there, there's the river right there. So we're definitely close to the river. But we're gonna turn you around here, look straight ahead, and this is where we wanted to come, right here. I think I heard a deer just off to my right. A deer rustling through the woods down there. But yeah, this is where we wanted to get to. Just kind of gonna let you look and see exactly what I'm seeing as we're going in here. But this is the part we wanted to check out that everybody comes and investigates and says this is the scariest part of the woods. I'm gonna read a couple stories to kind of give you a background about this place, kind of how it got its legend or lore of being like one of the most haunted forest areas that there is. We're gonna pan you around to kind of get an idea. Yeah, it's a good walk from where you park. I'm gonna guess it's a good mile walk, probably to where I was. Now, honestly, despite all the legends and the stories, let's put them aside, just being way out here like this in the middle of nowhere is kind of eerie in of itself, to be quite honest. But I did bring a little cheat sheet. I'm gonna kind of go over some of the legends here with you of this place. So yeah, we are here. Let me break out my information here as well. But they say this has a high body count on it here. Kind of go over some things here. The 2018 murder of Drake Smith. Now this is a documented tragedy. He's a 20-year-old man. He was murdered during a drug deal gone wrong in these woods. His body was left to be found later, which led to the DNR gating off the main lane, which is where we were at the beginning where the sign was. Now they claim it was, vandalism, things like that, but I think it was probably definitely that. But that was a big part of it. It could also be the vandalism, some illegal dumping down through here. Because it also said the mafia dropped bodies in here. Don't know how true that is, but that was also one of them. Now, the 8 bodies rumor that you hear, they say reservoir staff and locals frequently mention that as many as 8 decaying bodies have been found in this forest over the decades. It's also known as a dumping ground for criminals because it's so dense. Now, I couldn't find any truth or rumor to the 8 bodies. That's a lot, but that is what people say has happened out here. Now, also the 1976 disappearance of a young man named Joey Peoria, who allegedly vanished while camping here back in 1976 and was never seen again. That's kind of spooky. And all that could be true. I mean, if something would happen to him, if he would have wandered off, you know, got lost, hurt, you know, couldn't make his way back to camp, like I said, that's more reasonable. Now, as far as the ghosts, we're going to get into some of those now as well. But those are the actual, like, more of like the actual real life documentary or real life situations. I'm going to go over here and take a quick little seat on this little gate here, and I'll read you the ghost legends that are around this area as well. Okay. Now, as far as the ghost sightings and the ghost legends around here, the first one we got Stephanie and the Screaming. This is the most famous legend here. It's about a young girl they often call Stephanie, who was allegedly also tortured and killed in these woods, unfortunately. People have reported hearing screams in through here, also hear a scream of bloody murder if they get too far away in the woods, which would be creepy if you heard that. Plus, they have what they call the follower. They'd say if you call her name and install her, she will follow you. And some people report like footsteps behind them. And then, of course, when they turn around, there's nothing there. But they do hear the footsteps. And there's also one called the 7-foot-tall Shadow Man. Now, this is multiple counts of a massive 7-foot-tall dark figure that watches people from the tree line. Now, that would be really scary if we saw something like that. We had one that mentioned as late as 2026, which is this year, a partial full body apparition, which come out from the lane into the brush around out here. I don't know exactly where, but that was pretty recent sighting. I'm assuming that one was probably at night. They probably snuck in at night. Now, where we're at is the most haunted area where everybody wants to come and see, and that is what they call the Devil's Circle, and that is where we are at. They say, legend says nothing can grow in the center of this circle. As you can see, it's all gravel. We'll take a better look at that as well. And we are going to try this out right now. They call this the whistle. They claim that if you whistle into the woods at the circle, something or someone will whistle back to you. So let's try that together. Now, I'm not a very good whistler, so it's probably going to be bad. So let's give that a shout here. We're going to try that right here on camera and see if we can see things. Told you I was bad at whistling. Okay, yeah, I didn't hear anything at all about like that, so no whistles for me today. So that one is not proven, or you can't really disapprove it. I mean, it may have happened to somebody. You never know, you know, out here. You are out in the middle of nowhere. Trying to fumble through my papers. Now, also, there's some Indian folklore, some of the Native American heritage back here with the Miami tribe. This area was once home to the Miami people, and then when this reservoir, when the Mississippi Reservoir was built, of course, the barrels were moved, which always brings up problems. And there's also a legend of now this one I really have a hard time believing, called the Pukwudgies. Yeah, you heard that right, the Pukwudgies. I want to put a picture of one of them right here. That was a Pukwudgie. They say that in the folklore here, these Pukwudgies are small, mischievous, and sometimes deadly woodland spirits that lure travelers off the trails that are lost. So let's hope we do not encounter anything to that extreme. But again, that's probably the one that I have a really hard time believing. Now, every time I hear this name, Okie Pinokie, it reminds me of Okie Pinokie Swamp in Georgia, not to be confused. But it does have a very similar name. But yeah, we are at the Devil's Circle here, where everybody goes to. But that's just a little background of some of the stories and things that make this legend alive here. You know, I like to explore these different legends to come out and look for myself, see what I can find, what I can hear. So I definitely want to come out here before, and I want to get out here today. Well, it was a nice day. while it was still early in the year, before a lot of people come out camping and things like that. Now they say there's no camping here, but there could be a lot of people out here, you know, fishing or doing whatever, hiking. So I wanted to come out here before it got too busy. But yeah, like I said, just being out here alone is a little kind of creepy as well. But so far nothing. But I'm gonna show you the circle here again. They say nothing can grow out here, but you know, it is full of gravel. So you know, you just got a few sparse vegetation coming through there. But I know maybe it is true, but you know, I don't know. Looks like some gravel there, probably maybe some fresh gravel to put down here, which I don't know why you'd put fresh gravel down here. Maybe if the DNR or somebody comes back here to do what they need to do. But yeah, the infamous Devil's Circle. All right, we are in the smack dab of Devil's Circle here. We're going to do a quick little investigation with the ghost. I just got a couple things out here. I've got an EF meter and a spirit box. Now, I'm not a professional ghost hunter, don't claim to be. I'm not the best at these. I just turn these on when I'm kind of curious about things. So we're going to turn the EMF meter on first. As you can see, it's green, 1 bar. Now, if there's any kind of electromagnetic interference, this thing will obviously spike if there's something in the area causing it to go off. But, you know, there's nothing here right now that I can see that's going off here. It's still green, single light. So we're going to leave that set here and see if I see anything there. While that's going, we're going to do the spirit box here and see if we can get anything out here. Okay. Now what this does, if something's here, if there's a spirit that wants to talk, it can manipulate these frequencies to talk to you. So turn it up a little bit so if we can see if we can hear anything. Is there anybody out here with us today? If you guys can hear something that I can't, comment below if you can hear it. Sometimes people have better hearing than what I can hear. They can make something out better. Basically, it just scans through a bunch of frequencies, and if they want to talk, they'll break that frequency and tell you. Is there a girl named Stephanie that lived out here? I shouldn't say lived, but was out here at one point? There's some things breaking in, but I can't actually understand what it's really trying to say. My name's Chad. Would you like to tell me who you are if you were out here with me today? It's a nice day out here. I'll give you one last chance to say hi if there's anybody out here. Okay, well, I didn't hear anything personally. I don't know if you guys heard anything, but I didn't hear anything. The meter is still pegging at 1 bar, so there's nothing out here causing this to go off, so we'll turn that off. But yeah, I just want to do a quick little thing while I was out here and see if I could get anything. This stuff may work better at night. I don't know. Like I said, it's definitely not nighttime. But they say you're not allowed to be out here at night. And I wanted to come out here during the day to actually see this place and get a feel for it. And I might come out here later. I might come out here at night sometime and with some other people. And they would do an actual, more thorough investigation. So, but there we have. We gave it a shot. So we get an A for effort anyway. All right, made it back to the truck. Like I said, yeah, that's about a mile hike down there to the Devil's Circle, so it's a pretty good walk, but it's not bad. It's nice to get the fresh air. But well, we done a quick little investigation. Nothing out of the ordinary. We didn't see anything spooky. We didn't really hear anything. a bunch of birds and animals going through the woods. But it was fun. I wanted to come out and see what this legend was about. See if there's any truth to any of this stuff. So some of the stories are, it is true. Now some of the other legends, the ghost sightings, things like that, that remains to be seen. But I'm glad you come here with me. It was a pretty good time. Like I said, coming out here, turn you around. That's the road in. That's 510. South County Road 510 East is what that road is. It's just a gravel road. It's about a half mile off of 124. And then you'll just come down here and there's a nice little turnaround there. There's my truck. You just come turn around here. Then there's the infamous sign about the place. And then the gate. And then you just go down that path and walk down there about a mile. And then there's your Devil's Circle down there. So. All right. Well, again, thanks for coming with me. Appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed this nice little adventure. Now, if you like these kind of legends, that I like to explore these kind of legends. If you like that kind of video where I go out and kind of explore these legends myself, see if there's any truth in it, do a little research, visit them, and document them, I think you're going to like this next one right here. Be sure to check that one out. So until then, have a great day. I'll see you right there.